Welcome back to RattlesnakeTV, guys. As you would have seen, Donald Trump has issued a very inspiring and very divisive, apparently, speech to Congress. And in this video today, we are going to go through some of the key moments of that. And we're also going to have a look at some of the fallout from the media. So if you want to see this go far and wide, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And with that, let's get into the first clip where, guys, before the speech to Congress, there was women protesting and wearing pink. Ooh, so scary. But have a listen carefully because they accidentally said the quiet part out loud.
You don't care about this country, and that is unacceptable if you claim to be the president of the United States. So we are here. We are not going anywhere. We are going to continue to fight back, and we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth, to his stealing, and to his cheating. Thank you.
But, have a listen carefully because they accidentally said the quiet part out loud.
We are going to continue to speak lies to his truth.
They will be speaking lies to his truth, they think. Sums it up pretty well. And of course, there were disruptors, very brave disruptors, making lots of noise and having signs. And Al Green got himself kicked out for yelling at Donald Trump. This is just such a brave moment. This is actually reminiscent of the bravery of Martin Luther King.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
So stunning and so brave. Donald Trump has been making headlines recently, obviously, with his encounters with Zelensky. And he had this to say about Zelensky and wanting peace.
Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time.
So very encouraging stuff there, and this was backed up by Zelensky making a post on Twitter saying that he wants peace. He wants to do the minerals deal, and he's very grateful to Donald Trump. So, I guess it worked. But guys, as you would expect, not everybody is so happy about the idea of peace.
With no end in sight, the United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense. With no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that.
So it's become obvious by now that those that will protest against peace and those who will protest against the auditing of the government, for some reason always Elizabeth Warren, are the ones that we should be particularly worried about. And speaking of peace, there might be peace and prosperity coming to Greenland soon.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important.
So, I mean, looks like Trump's pretty serious about the whole Greenland thing. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Maybe it will go ahead. But one thing he is definitely most serious about is tariffs. He has imposed 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada and 20% tariffs on China. And there are already results being yielded from this. Now, there have been a few internet fact checks, so we'll have to see if this is a real story, but it looks as though Honda might be opening up a plant in Indiana. And there's also TSMC, who will be investing $100 billion into US chip manufacturing, expanding its Arizona operations. This is all because of the Trump tariffs. And Justin Trudeau has come out in a fiery speech against Donald Trump about how he has done this horrible thing to the American people and how he stands with the Canadian people.
What exactly does Canada want?
We want more money. Yeah, more money.
More money from where?
Just more money, you know. Canada doesn't get enough money. Other countries have lots of money. We want some of that money. How about the internet? The internet makes lots of money, so give us some of that money. Yeah.
They've chosen to launch a trade war that will, first and foremost, harm American families. They've chosen to sabotage their own agenda that was supposed to usher in a new golden age for the United States. And they've chosen to undermine the incredible work we've done together to tackle the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that must be wiped from the face of the earth. So on that point, let me be crystal clear. There is absolutely no justification or need whatsoever for these tariffs today.
Okay, Justin Trudeau, I mean, you could just lower the tariffs on the United States. You could just make it an even playing field. But one of the greatest moments of the whole entire speech was when Donald Trump called out the Democrats, saying that basically nothing he could do would ever make them happy. No amount of achievement would ever make them applaud.
And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
And speaking of achievements, Donald Trump had these zingers when it came to the Doge USAID cuts.
$40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million.
Moreover, there was a very interesting part of the speech where Donald Trump was mentioning how there were all of these different people of all of these different age groups, people in their hundreds and 200s who were receiving Social Security. Check this out.
It really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
So, I mean, if that's true, then it would be very interesting to know who the hell is collecting those Social Security checks. But according to Bernie Sanders, this is just not happening.
Nobody who was 150 years old or 200 years old or 300 years old is receiving Social Security checks.
So the next part that I wanted to discuss was the bit that has been going the most viral and has been for some reason the most contentious with this kid Daniel, who suffered from brain cancer and way outlived any of the predictions of his doctors, being honored by Donald Trump in this very heartwarming moment.
I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Now, this kid came to prominence somewhat on the internet, and this probably came across Donald Trump's desk when there was a video released of him in a police uniform being bullied.
12. Oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky. Let me show you on your phone. You about to go jail? Bitch ass back for real. Sir.
So, I mean, the kid surviving cancer, getting bullied, and then getting honored by the president. If that doesn't make you feel good, then I don't know what will.
What a good-looking family, huh?
There's one more thing I got for you, a big hug.
Okay, good. That's very nice.
But the heartlessness, the callousness of these Democrats who sat down and looked mad and angry and didn't even applaud in this moment that's not even political, this is just a moment of humanity, is actually quite disgusting. But that's not what Rachel Maddow thinks is disgusting.
For the record, and this is disgusting, the president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that. This was in the midst of him praising Doge. The Doge cuts, among other things, have cut off funding for ongoing research into pediatric cancer.
And the mainstream media takes didn't stop there.
But I think this was a lesson in finding one thing that you let yourself feel. And I let myself feel joy about DJ, and I hope he's alive for another, 95 years, right? And I hope he lives and the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
So, I mean, talking about a kid who has brain cancer, who has survived against all the odds, and then who wants to become a police officer, and then talking about how hopefully one day he doesn't have to take his own life. I mean, not good stuff whatsoever. But one thing that was very funny that came out of this was Daniel's interview with Natalie Winters afterwards.
I call you officer or agent, DJ Daniel, all of the above?
It really don't matter to me. I love women, so I don't care. If you're a Democrat and you're being mean to President Trump, I'm on your bumper.
You are about to go so viral, and you went viral last night. Very nice to meet you.
DJ Daniel, so amazing.
I just
absolutely
realized
incredible.
that that's the first
Thank
time I
you.
ever shaked a woman's hand. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
So this kid has a future on his hands. And Donald Trump also mentioned the idea of male athletes in women's sports, which is something that a lot of people want to see addressed.
An executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
So it's about time, and this is an absolute no-brainer, but not for some people apparently. Check out this moment from Piers Morgan's most recent episode where he asks one of these deluded Democrats what a woman is.
Jojo, I'm going to ask you a question, a simple question.
What are you talking about?
Give me a simple answer, Jojo. What is a woman, Jojo?
Yes. Well, a woman is whatever. If you feel like you're a woman, then you're a woman. I know I'm a woman. I identify as a woman.
So if I feel like a woman right now, I'm a woman?
I'm not threatened.
Hang on.
What would you feel like?
If you feel like you're a woman,
Hang
it's
on.
your identity, sure.
So if I now say I feel like a woman, am I a woman?
God.
Am I a woman if I say I
If you feel like a woman, you're a woman.
Wow.
What does that mean, though?
I mean, choose your side wisely, guys. Is that the side that you want to be on with that sort of logic? I mean, I wouldn't want to be. Anyways, Michael Knowles served them up a dish of absolute rhetorical Wing Chun.
The point I was trying to make is that if the idea with transgenders and women's sports is about women's safety, which I do tend to agree with, then you should also agree with the fact that women in this country, some of whom are raped or victims of incest, are forced to have that baby. If you care about women's rights and women's safety, then let's do it across the board, Michael. Did I clear that up for you, Michael?
All right, Michael.
You cleared up that what I said was right. So I guess my question then is, if the pink represents the Democrats' advocacy of abortion and transgenderism in children, then what you're saying is that women's rights to Democrats are the right to kill their own children and to castrate the ones who survive.
Here
is
we
that
go.
right? Do I have that right?
The right to kill their own children. That's your.
Don't even
that's
answer
your.
that.
That's
Don't
what
even give him
abortion
the
is.
dignity of answering
No,
that
hold on. I'll answer it. That's your definition
It wasn't a question, it was a
of what
statement,
illegal
but
abortion
you can answer
is.
if you like.
Okay?
But you'll let
and
those
I'm
kids grow up
responding to
and
your
get killed in a
stupid
school
statement.
shooting, right, Michael? That's how pro-life
Say it
you
again.
are.
Sorry. I was trying to hear
hang on.
Well said by our boy Smooth Mickey there. That is exactly what they vote for. And in most cases, that's all that these leftists vote for. And last clip I wanted to share was Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt absolutely taking the Democrats to task.
The behavior of Democrats last night was completely disgraceful and demonstrated how severely out of touch they are with the American public. It was the most shameful moment in the history of presidential addresses in that beautiful chamber. In what was supposed to be a unifying moment for our country, Democrat members of Congress instead screamed at the President of the United States, who was just overwhelmingly reelected by their constituents, walked out of the chamber, and worst of all, they disrespected the American people. Democrats didn't stand to keep men out of women's sports. They couldn't even clap for a girl who got her head smashed in by a man on a volleyball court. Democrats didn't stand for an innocent and beautiful child who is surviving brain cancer. They opposed eliminating taxes on tips and Social Security. They didn't stand in favor of cutting taxes for hardworking Americans. They couldn't even clap for two mothers whose daughters were killed by illegal aliens. One of the only things that could get Democrats off their feet last night was cheering for Ukraine, not for America. Last night was a very clarifying moment for our country. The Democrats exposed themselves as the party of insanity and hate, the party that wants to put America last. They've allowed their Trump derangement syndrome to stop them from celebrating America and our people, and we will not allow them to forget that.
So that's it from me today, guys. Very entertaining few days in US politics. If you would like to like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. And if you would like to watch another video, right here. Till next time, I'm Jake. This is Rattlesnake TV, keeping you armed and dangerous.